Sure has been a long time.
It's a long time. This is the Regi and Mudwire cast.
So what have you been up to over these past few weeks?
This intro is totally
yeah. It's hard to make an intro. If we're just rolling with it, we're just gonna go continue rolling and talk about the ban list that may or may not have happened October.
Yeah, unless we get an emergency ban list immediately, because tier limit to Shizu is like eating ass, just like a Shizu does. Hopefully, probably I want to kiss a Shizu.
Yeah, they won't do an emergency ban list in the editing process, will they? Will they?
Add the funny music if they do. The ban list sucked, by the way.
I thought it was all right. I have no further questions.
Let's start off with the banned cards. Okay, first of all, Snow was banned, which is good. That card will never be healthy. It's about as healthy as a cancer patient with AIDS. It's not healthy.
Jesus.
Second off, yeah, you're gonna need Jesus to help with Snow. Second off, there's Hulk, banned, because he's a motherfucker. He's done nothing but cause problems since day one. I saw him kiss my sister once, so we need to deal with that guy.
You have a sister?
Third, Chaos Ruler. He's my sister. Alright, and then the last two banned were Red Reboot and Ronin Toden?
Ronin Toden, I guess. Sprite Frog was starting to be like, it was a strong contender, and I think Toad spam is obnoxious. As biased as you are, you can't deny it.
I am definitely biased, don't get me wrong, but the thing that annoys me is that for some reason, tiers got off where their only hit was Snow, which barely impacts them. It's like taking away like fucking one axe from the axe murderer. You still got 50 more. You're still fucked.
Yeah, and given what they got out of it in trade, it was barely an issue anyway.
Yeah, and like Toad is also like Sprite Frog was also far from the best deck. Tier, even before the Ishizu shit came out, was dominating. Like Sprite was just like barely able to keep up with. And even then, yeah, I think shit like
isn't that only in terms of like representation? It took I don't even think pure like pre-Ishizu tier limits even top, did they?
Ishizu tier limits like got 80% of like YCS Pasadena.
Yeah, no, as in pre-Ishizu.
No, as in top.
Yeah, as in so pre-Ishizu.
No, this was after Ishizu.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about before. So
yeah, I don't know if it was tier 0 before.
They got the representation, but they didn't get the top. Like they didn't get like actual like top wins, because I think Runic Sprite was taking names.
Runic Sprite had a bit of success, but this was like post Ronin Toden ban. Like, and before the Ronin Toden ban, I think even then tier was still kind of top dog, and they were by a pretty decent shot too.
Okay.
Like
I don't really play competitively enough to like remember every single result.
Believe me, I get that. It's tier was definitely the thing that people were and always have been priming themselves for, because it's pretty disgusting how much gas it has. But also it's this is a weird complaint and it sounds off topic, but it is so goddamn annoying that there's no consistent site, as far as I'm aware, anymore to get like
tournament results.
Like America and Europe. Yeah, Western Yu-Gi-Oh results. Like Road of the King is fantastic for OCG results. They always compile everything, very nice, very neat. It's fantastic. But it's hard to find like a Western equivalent, which is a bit annoying when you're trying to like talk about like
people do like save them and like post them, but it's no one's like actually compiling them.
Yeah, and there was a site that did, but it stopped like around 2020, which sucks.
Oh, well, shit.
Yeah, it was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Top Decks.
And then finally, Red Reboot. It's such a weird thing, but it's kind of like one of those 0 or 3 kind of cards, and I kind of wish.
Mystic Mind is also still around, so
there is no god.
It's like half the bans on this were good, but the other half are just like confusing to me. And Mystic Mind getting scot-free is bizarre. Like Sprite got hit less than a month in, tier got off scot-free. I don't like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like with the rise of tier limit, Mystic Mind seems to have dropped off in usage. But it's weird. But it doesn't mean that it's gone away, which is kind of very annoying.
Yeah. What else is there? There's
To 1, we got Cyberjar.
Mom found the cyber jar. Steam the Cloak, O-Lion's back, Substitute, Spellbook of Judgment, and Appointer are all limited now.
Yeah, so Appointer is probably the weirdest one. I understand it's quite powerful, but I feel like as a going first option against tier limits, this would have been probably really good to keep at 3.
I mean, I think part of the problem was that it was also something that tier limits could use to rip your own like DRNM.
Yeah, well, that's the trade-off with every like good card.
A little bit, like it's this weird scenario that hand trap counters like Cult by the Grave kind of tend to find themselves in. It's very,
yeah, like the rogue decks need it to like keep pace, but then the top decks can just take it for themselves and continue to top.
Yeah, that's why Dimension Shifter is such like a fundamentally interesting card because of the decks it does enable. Like people say Fluanderies is disgusting, and I agree, but I kind of appreciate to a certain extent how because of the way the deck functions, it can run this very uncommon card and actually kind of like snag some wins.
Same with the Crystal Beasts. Like they had quite a nice like
yeah, they
in the run up to the Ishizu format. They seem to like have quite a good time. They just show up and take a locals or take a. I think they did quite well in the early rounds of tournaments.
I think they did, yeah. Speaking of, I've seen a tier Shizu player use the new fucking Crystal Beast trap to search their goddamn field spell.
And of all the Crystal Beasts they have them to play, it's the fucking turtle.
I was gonna say just because it's a fucking like water aqua.
Oh, you can't make it up.
I hate that fucking turtle so much.
It's okay. He hates himself too.
Yeah, he sounds like this. He talks like this.
Like Ronnie the fucking skeleton.
Don't bring that man into my house. But seriously, he talks like that in the fucking anime. It's like, oh jeez, oh gosh.
Yeah, it's a very turtly voice.
He's not turtly enough for the Turtle Club.
Fuck you. So
Should I bring up the 9/11 quote?
No, don't. Let's not go there. that's 9/11 was 2 days ago.
It's November.
Shit. Right. So other than that, so obviously in exchange for Ronin Toadin, we got Sup the Toad.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's fine now that the infinitely recycling frog is gone. And then Judgment.
The party frog is off.
Judgment is here to do nothing because spellbooks haven't been relevant for years.
Mecha Phantom Beasts can finally make a single play again.
Yay! Will they win?
No!
Oh.
Steam the Cloak is off and no one's playing him.
Not even in Black Wings with all their new stuff?
No.
Oh, wow.
They don't give a shit.
Oh, cringe.
Steam the cringe.
Cringe the cloak. Well, at least they're off. All the fun tuners are starting to come back now that Hulk's gone. Shame,
I'm so glad Jetsync runs back.
It's a shame Bulb can't come back because
wait, who?
Glad Bulb.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then on the unbanned, we'll route for this quite quick. Fusion Destiny, same reason as Steam and Lone Lion, because there's no fucking stupid snake. Ben 10 Eva's gone, and Drytron is not very good anymore.
Yeah, it turns out Bestials eat Drytron ass for breakfast, so you know.
Well, previously it was just a Sarctic, I guess. Callback. And then Shooting Rise of Dragon's gone back to 3 because Hulk's banned. Dynamite Knight because True Draco do nothing. Nadir Servant back at 3 because they limited it for some reason. Trickstar Light Stage because God is dead.
So are Trickstars.
And Wall of Reading Light because it continues to do nothing, but
it should not have been on this list for this long.
One day someone will remember why it was limited. But I assume it was like shit like self-destruct button.
Mate, I'd tell you if I knew.
It sounds like such a self-destruct button thing to do. Just pay like 7,000 life.
You know what? Dinomorpheas might use it.
Cool.
It's really not. Yeah, I'm not too keen on this list because I dodged some major shit, which just has led to the predicament that we're in now with Captain Tier 0. Like the Tearlaments and Ishizu cards are like kissing on the mouth, and most of the Ishizu cards don't have lips, so that's a very difficult situation.
Yeah, I'm of a similar mind. Like, I'm happy with most of what they hit, and a lot of what they unhit, but it's what they didn't hit that kind of bothers me.
Exactly. It's like going into a boxing ring and hitting everyone but the other boxer. Like, you've accomplished
You
something, just not what you were
wailing
supposed
on
to.
the ref. Who else is in the ring?
Don't worry about it.
I don't want to go to your boxing matches anymore.
Get in the ring, Reggie. Anyways, dab lol TCG. You can't see, but I did a little dab and it made me a little
Diablo.
secrets.
World Ocean Dragon.
Zealantis, he's pretty nice in some decks that like to reset their soft ones per turns, like Infernity. Guo Glim, Spear of the Goatee. We'll get to him. Draco Slayer, Ignite Man, Lube Dragon, Lady of the Labyrinth, Blazing Cartesia the Virtuous, Tearlaments Lulucaros, Sprite Sprind, Spellbound, which is a new card, and Muckraker from the Underworld.
Yeah, I feel like of all of them, Muckraker is probably the worst.
Yeah, which is why she's the like special one they gave away for the sneak preview.
Visas moment.
Yeah. But yeah, like out of all these, like Lube Dragon and Lulucaros are definitely the best. I think Spellbound and Muckraker and no, Guo Glim's the worst. Guo Glim's absolutely the worst. And we'll get to that.
Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, but then at least Guo Glim kind of like functions as he does now. Like, Muckraker's got a little bit of time before.
She'll be very good in Dark Worlds.
Yeah.
And the Ultras were Mitsu, the Insect Ninja, Mazen, the Battle Ninja, who is the fusion, Ninjitsu Arts of Notebook of Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon, Zep, Ruby of the Goatee, Aron Post, Serpent of the Goatee, Blackwing Sudri, Blackwinged New Guy, the Bestial Albalos, Kashtira Fenrir, Kashtira Unicorn, Majesty Pegasus, Vera, the Vernoso Goddess, and Valance Vakening.
Fenrir being an Ultra is... Seeing it now, in the context that we have, it's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen an Ultra like be that expensive.
Yeah, $65 reduce for like a 3-of. It's like, I appreciate that they only made it an Ultra. This is more so the market's fault than it is Konami's.
Absolutely. I mean, it's 50-50, like, because they at the end of the day they control the distribution of it. They could. But
I think short printing's dead in main sets.
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, that didn't pull on sound really mad.
I get that.
I mean, also, like, I don't know this was like purely accidental on this part, but I just want another Pancratop situation where this just crazy card comes out and it's a common and everyone can have it.
I mean, the nice thing about most of the set is that, like, most of the rest of the good stuff isn't too expensive. Like, Bestials are only super rares, and they're pretty easy to get for the most part. I mean, they're expensive for super rares, but yeah.
Yeah, all the Bestial hand boys are super. The only expensive one is the good one. But you can play like, what was it? Saranir, the not so good one.
It's 3 Magnamuts and 1 of yeah.
Lewis one.
That's Lewis Worm.
Yeah, he's
whatever.
But yeah, you could absolutely just play 3 Saranir if you can't afford 3 Magnamut. Like,
yeah,
at the end of the day, you're using it to disrupt your opponent's graveyard. It doesn't matter what happens to the fucking dragon.
To a certain extent, yeah. Like, you gotta keep in mind that the Magnamut, not Saranir, the Magnamut Jerusalem combo is very good for disrupting the opponent because it guarantees that you get another disruption during the end phase.
Yeah, I understand, but at the same time, like, at least you can just pick up 3 Saranir and not be completely gated out of having even like 3 Saranir and a couple of Druisworm. Because at the end of the day, you can just run them like a normal hand trap and benefit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They're pretty decent bodies for what they are too. They're impactful against a lot of decks. I kind of hope that this means that either future Light and Dark decks will be automatically kneecapped by these existing, and maybe Konami will be kind of incensed into making more alternate attribute decks that are good. Because when was the last time we got a good fire deck? Salaman Greats?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's a tough sell though, because
Infernobles were actually good.
Oh yeah, that's also true. It is like a tough sell because they will just keep making light and dark decks regardless. I don't think this means they'll ramp up their elemental thing. They had quite a good thing going with like all these Earth Fairy cards and the Vernal Sylphs. Excuse me.
Yeah, but you know what to say about too much of a good thing.
You get diarrhea.
Don't talk about Ashiza that way.
Oh, we're ragging on her quite a bit when it's not her. That's the problem. It's Konami.
It's a little bit hurt. I still kiss her on the mouth though. But yeah. Aside from the main rarity reveals, there are the Goaty reveals. Goated Goaty. These are mediocre.
Yeah, it's just a bit more of the same by the looks of it. Like I've read them, and I think I was watching YouTube and I saw like a nice. I think I saw like a Neptibus combo, some kind of like 1.5 card combo that did a thing. It was cool. It won't perform.
Yeah, just like fish when I try to train them for the carno.
Yeah, you're not supposed to shake them when they're in the little bag.
How else will I get them to do flips?
Take them out.
When I was on the ground.
I got nothing.
He stopped moving. What do I do?
Quick, eat it. Bring it back to life. Give it new life in the form of your life.
Vorfish.
Vorfish.
Ixeep, Omen of the Goaty, is a level 4 water fish, and if a fish is banished, you can special him. During the standby phase of the next turn after banished, set a dead or banished Goaty trap. It's fine. Level 4 is nice, and it's an extender.
Yeah. I think they've got more traps now, so it's not just chain that they can.
Yeah.
Recover. What else did they get?
Snopes, Shadow of the Goaty, is mostly true level 6. During the main phase as a quickie, you can banish 2 fish from hand or graveyard and special him. And on special summon, you can target a card on field, banish it when it leaves the field. If banished, you can banish a fish from graveyard to recur him. He's interesting. Kind of does some disruption. It's a little bit weird what he does, but he can achieve something, and I think it's more so meant to be used on your own fishies.
Yes. That seems like a reasonable assessment. I'd rate him quite high in my Snopes list of best fish.
I rate him level 6 of fish.
There's another tuner, Zep.
Ruby of the Goaty. He was mistranslated and people thought it was fucking good, Lamafau. Level 2 tuner, banish it from your hand to banish a fish in graveyard. During your opponent's turn, if this card is banished, you can special it, same synchro effect as the other fishies. Stop using the graveyard and let me play Shifter.
Yeah, I think that's what this deck kind of would have like really benefited from. But at the same time, it also kind of would have lost like really nice cards like White Mirror and Whitefish Salvage.
I guess it's kind of weird that it's at odds with itself like that, though.
It's a delicate balance. Like pre this wave of support, there was some kind of realization of like, here's my fishing grave, here's my banished fish, and there was a bit of like a bit of a razzle dazzle where you'd like move the ones in the graveyard to the banished and recover the banished to send them to the graveyard, and I think that's kind of what they were hoping to do. But yeah.
Okay. Anyways, next up is Eronpos, Serpent of the Goaty, who is level 6 that looks like a level 13. He's a synchro, and on synchro summon banishes a level 6 or lower fish from deck, so you don't get to have fun with Coelacanth. If sent to graveyard as a synchro material, you can banish a fish in graveyard, then add a fish with an equal or lower level from deck to hand. It's really interesting, and the graveyard thing bothers me less here, since unless you're under your own shifter or whatever other dumb back row, the graveyard shit actually works here and procs things for Deep Beyond.
Yeah, I think they needed obviously more synchros to sort of expand on their little resource loop, and Ariampos does it quite well. So
yeah, fish now have like a decent number of tools. I think they need some more kind of immediately reactive ones, like Goaty of the Deep Beyond still kind of needs some setup to really work, and Bicorn Goaty is pretty nice, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course you got the Raigeki fish, white ore whale, which is nice. But yeah. After that is Guoglim, Spear of the Goatee, who's level 8 synchro, and at the start of the damage step, if it battles a monster, you can banish that monster. During the opponent's standby phase, you can banish this card, and if everything used for its synchro is in your graveyard, you can summon them and banish them when it leaves the field. This thing sucks.
Yeah. It seems about right. Like instead of just giving us an alternative like boss monster, they gave us
An alternative to being good.
well, every deck has it. Like Flundries have the owl.
This is a fish.
Owls can eat fish.
Can they?
I want to believe. Like if you put an owl and a fish in an arena, what are they going to do? The fish is outside of the bag.
Why'd you? Why are you putting like the fish on land and not the owl in water? That's
They're
unfair.
Pokemon rules.
What? Pokemon's not real.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
So am I.
Goatee Cosmos is one of the traps, and it gains an effect based on the number of banished fish. 3+, fish can't be destroyed by a battle. 4+, fish effects can't be negated. 8, summon a fish synchro from your extra deck.
This sure does exist.
Yeah, it's a very standard sort of like setup trap, which is not good.
The only Cosmos you should be listening to is the one with Carl Sagan. Billions and billions of fish. Goatee Fury is a continuous trap, and it targets a fish you control and the monster your opponent controls and banishes both until your next standby phase. If a fish is special summoned to your field while any card is banished, you can banish this to give all fish you have currently 100 attack for each banished card.
Yay! I mean, I like the first effect.
The first effect is kind of nice, but it's like it's weird that like with these TCG exclusives, it's always like so balanced, for lack of a better term. Like it doesn't just straight up banish both of them forever. It's just like, no, they get them back eventually. No worry. It's like, well, why?
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like they fear making something broken because they're cowards. Yeah, 100 attack is lame. Like at this point in the game, like give me like 500 attack or something. Just make all my fish fucking massive. They're big space. They're big space Grenmaju fish.
And they have some goddamn fun.
No. No, you can't have fun. We've established this. The fish are not good. You can't have fun.
I know. Yeah, unlike Bee Troopers who had a great start and a horrible end, Goatees had a rough start and a horrible end. These things don't really fix shit for them.
It's a very FA kind of feel. Yeah, and like especially in a vacuum, you can get it 'cause it's space. This like set of support in particular just is not great. Like at least the first wave is borderline playable. So this is just more of the same.
Yeah. There's a few exclusives after that. Destructive Daruma Karma Cannon, which is a normal trap that Book of Moons everyone on field, and if either player controls a face-up monster, force them to send all face-up to the graveyard. I love this shit.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. Like, it's effectively a better Book of Eclipse.
Yeah, it deals with links for once too, which is great.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to have that kind of answer. It's like, well, can't flip it. Instead of them just being looking at you all smug, you can just like get a shit out of my face. Get a gun.
No, my Scarecrow!
He was never good. You go on, Dog Hitler.
Bayrock Dragon is a bad battle floater. Skip. Salamander Catalyzer is a level 4 Fire Fiend. You can reveal him and another Fiend to your hand, special one, and discard the other. When a monster is destroyed by battle involving your Fiend, you can recur him from the graveyard. Really good. Play starter for Dark Worlds.
Yeah, that seems like it. There'll be plenty of copies floating around, so there'll be no excuse not to be able to pick up a playset of this. You probably already have one from just opening packs.
Yeah. Tilting Entrainment is a level 8 Earth Synchro, and on Synchro, it special summons a level 4 or lower Pendulum from face-up extra deck or hand. End of the damage step, if this card of your opponent's monster was not destroyed by battle, you can destroy that opponent's monster. it's interesting if nothing else.
Yeah, I was thrown off. Like in my mind, I thought it was like ancient fairy dragon, but for pendulums. But I didn't realize it was level 8, so that threw off like all my plans for this card. 8 is just.
I guess pen bags can use it.
Yeah, 8's just a little bit of an awkward level.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. And the last new card I believe is Spellbound, a quick play that makes all monsters your opponent controls unable to be used as any summon material. It sounds nutty, but it's strictly a going first card like a pointer, and only applies to face-up stuff, so you gotta time it well. It's interesting, though.
Yeah, I agree. I've not actually properly read it, so is it just monsters they control? So it's like Dark Ruler No More, but for, like, summoning?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, it kind of...
Maybe you could fuck over, like, the funny Despia deck?
Yeah, I could see this, like, ham-boning, like, a Floowanderee's board. Because they can't tribute their monsters. Or interrupting I don't actually, because at the end of the day, looking at this from the current format point of view, it would kind of hurt Sprite, but it would do nothing to tournaments because they don't use monsters on the field as much.
Yeah. Tier elements generally tend to use shit in their graveyard, yeah. And then the imports. We got every new Amazoness card, so we finally know where they are, and we got Yorishiro of the Aqua.
Yeah, I think... didn't they censor her this time, or...?
Yorishiro? They might have, actually, but...
I don't know, I've got a copy somewhere, I've not actually stared at it yet.
Haven't lusted after cardboard today?
Maybe someday, when I get some spare time. Speaking of lusting after cardboard, the Amazoness are all common. At least Morphtronics like...
Common? More like come on.
Come on, man.
Them.
Yeah, no, at least like Morphtronics, they gave the super rare to like the boss monster. But this is...
These aren't good, they don't deserve it.
No, but they are fun. Like...
I mean, I want to say that, but it's so fucking mishandled, it just makes me mad. It's just like, could you really not let me, like... protect my entire Amazoness board turn 1? They're not going to be tier 0 or anything, you fucks. Let me have some goddamn fun.
It's a battle deck. You blind second and scoot when you made to go first.
Lose, yeah.
You lose either way. Like, come on now, it's...
I know, but like if Melodious can get their like lock up turn 1 easily enough, why the fuck can't Amazoness have a similar thing? It's so annoying to me.
That's because they never were geared that way, especially in given the anime. Where they kind of... Were they multiple animes, or were they just in Arc 5?
They were in the original, My Valentine used them.
Okay, well, you know. It was... They came from Caveman, and they stayed in Caveman. And this...
but Gravekeepers came from Caveman too, and they were pretty good.
Yeah, but like... They had... effects.
So do Amazoness. The
yeah,
problem being
name one Amazoness effect.
Deal damage to you.
That's not an effect.
Yeah, it is. Swordswoman.
Ugh, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't like being wrong.
Anyways, Photon Hype Nova. Let's start off by talking about Chaos Control.
Yeah, these are weird. I don't know how I feel
Chaos
about them.
Goddess is a deck now.
Yeah, like when they said chaos, I didn't realize they meant chaos.
Oh, the bad kind of chaos.
That chaos. Yeah.
Oh, the umbral reptile. I don't remember what it was called.
I don't know what was going on, but yeah.
Radiant Spirit.
They're very much missing things like Eclipse Wyvern.
Yeah,
and other various cards that do.
Maybe the next banlist will change that, but
I don't think they can have things like Collapse Up and the other one, Wyverbuster, quite back just yet. So we'll start off with where I started my notes. Mirage Dragon, Chaos Mirage Dragon. It special summons a banished light or dark monster, but its effect is negated, and your light and dark synchro locked. If it's sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can banish cards up to the number of materials used for that summon. Is that from graveyard, I think?
Yeah, you can. If sent to graveyard as a synchro material, you can target banished cards your opponent controls equal to the other materials used for the summon.
Oh, banish cards on the field or in graveyard?
Yeah, target banished cards your opponent controls.
Okay. Well, I guess that's okay if you got like a quick effect thing going, or...
Yeah, it's like a revive and 1 banish, so it's fine. But the best one is Chaos Witch, who is a level 4 dark spellcaster and locks you to dark and light synchros for the entire turn, just like the other main deckers, and you can tribute her to special summon 2 Fiend Dark level 2 tokens. If she's banished from hand or graveyard, you can special summon 2 Light Fairy Tuner level 2 tokens.
Advantage.
Yeah, but there's just one key word on these monsters that really sort of hold it back. Which
yeah, they're not wind.
Well, yeah, that and the words synchro. I don't know. I don't know about you, but like synchro spam hasn't really been all that.
No,
they kind of need links these days to subsist and make boards, because normally you'd have
Sword Souls kind of got around that.
Yeah, that's because they have the gas, and they're intentionally like they're not even giving these guys the pedal.
Yeah, these are pretty bad because a lot of them are like there's like 3 normal summons in this wave alone.
Yeah, and normal summoning is not strictly something you do. Unless it's like Armageddon Night.
Blue. Yeah.
Shell and Core?
Yeah, they're both Nomis. Shell is a level 4 Dark Machine. You can banish a light from hand or graveyard to special him, and he does the lock. On special, he special summons a banished Chaos Core, and but it's banished when it leaves the field. And Chaos Core of Chaos is the exact same, but level 2 Light Thunder Tuner. Banishes a Dark instead of a Light, and revives Shell instead of Core. This is just like worse Collapse Serpent and Wyver Buster.
Yeah, which kind of makes me really like concerned. Like this is what we have if we lose them. This is your future.
I don't like the future.
No, I don't like the future either.
Next up is Absolutely Mental Tuner, who is a tuner, level 3 Light Psychic, and you can either banish a light and or dark from hand and or graveyard to increase or decrease this card's level by how many you banished, or target up to 2 banished monsters, return them to the graveyard, and same level modulation. This eats up your normal summon.
Yeah, I was about to say, and it doesn't really.
I guess
it
doesn't
really do anything. Yeah, unless you play Emergency Teleport, but then wouldn't you just play a better Emergency Teleport target?
No.
Okay, well, fine.
You could play Punk, so you could play Mental Tuner, you know. Idiot.
Yeah, there's a big problem with these cards that I'm finding, and I don't know if you've noticed it yet, but I'll say it once we're done.
Yeah. Chaos Arcfiend is a level 8 Dark Fiend Synchro, 2500 attack. Needs a Light Tuner and a non-tuner Dark, and gains 2000 attack during the turn a card is banished. Can attack all monsters once each, and banishes them as it runs them over. If it leaves the field due to the opponent, summon a Chaos Synchro from extra deck. This is fucking hilarious.
It is funny. Like, I'm glad like they've made a Chaos monster that isn't just like, oh, negate, extension, negate, extension. No, this is like, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I just like how it's just like, it's so non-conditional for how it can attack. It's just like, yeah, sure, go ape shit. I don't give a fuck.
Well, your opponent's just gonna like deal with it anyway. But then again, I like funny beat 'em up boss monsters, so this can stay.
Yeah.
And then there's Beast, which is kind of the same but just smaller. It's a level 6. It gains 1k attack if the turn a card is banished. You can add any banished light and dark to your hand. If in your graveyard, the turn it's sent there, you can banish a light and dark monster to your special summon it. So
it's Chaos Ruler without anything that made Chaos Ruler good.
Yeah, and that was kind of my that was my thing because Mudwire, where's Chaos Ruler?
Yeah. You know, there's this funny little place called Miami, and there's this funny little place in Miami called a graveyard.
No, he's not there. I checked. He's not in the graveyard.
He's been banished.
He's been like, what's the one from Duel Links where like
China.
Fuck you. No, like the skill from Duel Links where like you can just zap your opponent's banished cards out of the game.
Oh yeah, be gone from this world or something.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world.
Yes, I do. Wait.
And then finally,
you know in movies where they like check the grave and he's not there.
they just crack the coffin open and Chaos Ruler is not there.
My God.
Yeah, that being said, even if they did have Chaos Ruler, what exactly do these guys do?
Their best.
Oh,
Oh, they also have a normal trap. I'm not gonna bother reading it. Anyways, Gish keys.
oh yeah, it's from like one end of the scale to the other. These are pretty cool.
Speaking of scales, Grim Gishki is a level 2 water fish, so no Abyss Shark for you. It can be used as the full ritual requirements for water, and on summon, hard once per turn, it summons a Gishki from deck, but makes so that you can only attack with rituals this turn. This gives you 3 more copies of Gishki Abyss, so you always fucking run it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know much about Gishki except that like they don't have hard once per turns.
That's the best part. Eva Gishki Neremanus is a level 10 water spellcaster ritual that, on ritual summon, revives a water in graveyard. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster from the extra deck, and when the opponent activates a monster effect, you can bounce a Gishki ritual you control, negate the activation, shuffle the opponent's card in the deck. This is fucking amazing. Extends combos, can be an end board piece, not a hint of hard once per turn. I love her.
And it can't be destroyed by battle with an extra deck monster. Absolutely busted.
I know. What's the opponent's fucking, like, Cyber's Quantum Dragon gonna do? Oh, it used the Grand Mole effect.
Yeah, we'll put a comedy like boing in there for effect as well. We'll just boing this whole segment.
Gishki Ice Mirror is their ritual spell, and it can steal an opponent's monster for a ritual summon, or you stuff in your hand or field. And on summon, you lose life points equal to what you summoned. If it's in your graveyard, you can target a Gishki in graveyard, place it on top of the deck, and put this on the bottom. It's a really nice take on their older ritual spell that also tried to be super poly, but it's a lot more fluid.
Yeah,
you get
it seems to do the Gishki yoinky sploinky of just like putting things back.
Well, the nice thing is that it doesn't need levels technically. Like if the opponent has a monster, no, they don't.
Oh,
that's your monster now. Yeah, so you can use it on Lynx or Ixies or whatever. As long as the opponent controls it and you have enough spite for it, you can use it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, no, it's very good. The last card is Aquamirror Focalization, which is a normal spell that grabs a Gishki monster from deck. During the end phase, if you have a water ritual monster, you can banish this from graveyard and set an Aquamirror back from deck or graveyard except this. Very good card. Second effect is a little bit weird. I think most of what you can set is weak. But it's fun. I really like this. This wave of support is insane, and has unironically led to the deck topping with Sprite in Japan.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, like, not only is this like good for the deck in general, but like in combo with Sprites, it has like garnered quite a lot of tops. It's actually like took some of the market share away from their post-ban Ishizu Tearlament like top cuts, and it's contending quite well, which is it's nice to hear actually.
Yeah, I've always really liked Gishkis from a design standpoint and an aesthetic standpoint. So it's really nice to see them kind of like crawl their way back into relevance.
Yeah.
Anyways, after that, Evil Eyes. There's Basil Triss, who is familiar of the Evil Eye, level 3 Dark Fiend. You can summon it from hand or graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field, and if you have an Evil Eye on field as a quick effect. So basically quick effect summon itself from hand or graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field if you have an Evil Eye on field. During the opponent's turn, you can quickly link summon an Evil Eye using monsters you control, and can treat Evil Eye equips as monsters for this. Pretty sick. It extends and uses the equips for stuff.
Yeah. My only problem with it is that like
it's an Evil Eye card.
Well, that's a given. But, like even in the context of Evil Eye, they can already kind of put up like Gorgon, even Zerziel, without it. So now it's just on the field, and you're summoning another Zerziel.
Yeah.
The spell's pretty good though. Resurrection
yeah.
sends an Evil Eye monster and spell trap from the graveyard to add an Evil Eye equip from deck to hand, and then from then on you lose 500 life points for every non-Evil Eye card or effect you activate. And if you link summon an Evil Eye, you can banish this card from your graveyard and equip an Evil Eye equip card from graveyard to that monster.
Yeah, we don't need to tell you why a double foolish for cost and a search is good.
But we can tell you why it's bad.
Evil Eye.
Yay! Oh god. I hate so much.
They're so fucking overbalanced.
They're so stinky.
Vera, Saidhir of the Generator Bosses, is a level 9 Fire Fairy. You can only control one. And if she's in hand or graveyard, you can send another generator from hand or graveyard to summon her, banish her when she leaves. On special summon, you can spit out another generator from hand or graveyard. She's not bad. She helps for hands where you don't have the field spell and can work going second, kind of. Not bad.
Oh, I forgot Generator's got a card. Is it level 9 or is it a level 4 like the other one?
9. Leviathan, Generator Boss of Shadows, is a rank 9 Fire Fairy Ixies. 2,500 stats. It can only control one, and all monsters your opponent controls lose 1,000 stats. You can quickly tribute this Ixie Summon Guide to tribute to special a non-fairy generator Ixies from extra deck, and attach cards from the field and or any graveyard to it as material up to the number of materials this guy had. Acts is pretty neat removal. Doesn't target, hard to get them back, and not bad. Gives Jormungandr Brander Shander a better place in the deck.
Nordic Relic, Nordic Nordic Shing.
Yeah, they've really lent hard on like summon a non-fairy generator when like it could have been absolutely fine just summoning another copy of itself.
Yeah, but you know,
can't have nice things anymore unless you're Tailament.
You can have the snake. You want the snake?
I don't want Jormungandr. No, Konami, no.
Oh no, my Yorman Wormer broke. My snake is cold.
I don't understand that reference.
It's not a reference, it's just retarded.
Oh.
Anyways, kshatri-la Riseheart is a level 4 Fire Warrior. Same stats as all of the Visa's Hitlers, and you can special summon him if you have a I wrote kshatri-la on all of these, but the official name is now Kashtira, so it's fucking me up looking at these and trying to think, oh god, what do I call it? I have 12 seconds.
Yeah, and the fact that like you've been like calling it like kshatri-la as well, in terms of like trusting a fart, it's been hard to keep track of like an actual like solid name.
Yeah, thanks, Fire Hitler.
But yeah, no.
What do we have to say so far? We got Dog Hitler, Water Hitler, and now like Indian Hitler.
I assume he means like American native Hitler.
No, I mean like Indian Hitler, because it's like, isn't that like an Indian thing? Like,
it's not
Shangri-La?
I don't know. It's like it's Himalaya. It's Himalayan.
Yeah,
if
I might be thinking of something else.
For
But
those of you in the audience who haven't guessed, we're white by now.
I'm not.
Liar. I've seen the pictures.
Don't ruin this for me.
Oh no.
Anyways, if he was summoned this turn, you can banish a kshatri-la from deck. I'm just gonna call him kshatri-la, whatever. Banish the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck face down, and then he becomes level 7. I know I make fun of shield monsters a lot, like Albaz and shit, but I am genuinely curious about the remainder of the Visa's likes now. It sounds like there are going to be 6 total, 1 for each attribute, so we have a Winded and an Earth one next, and I'm really excited to see what extra deck and summon mechanics those will use.
And then like Albaz, Visa seems like just a kind of likable guy. He's just like he's traveling across space, killing Hitler. I've been reading all these Kashtira cards, and they just make me irrationally angry. Because
they're pretty like
Riseheart has an Xyz restriction on it, which they all should have had, to be honest with you. Given how easy they are just to access from the hand.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a bit too late for that now.
Yeah.
I've been reading all these Kashtira cards, and they just make me irrationally angry. Because
they're pretty like
Riseheart has an Xyz restriction on it, which they all should have had, to be honest with you. Given how easy they are just to access from the hand.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a bit too late for that now.
Yeah. Anyways, Scareclaw kshatri-la is he's both of those, alright, and is actually some pretty cool Invasion of the Body Snatchers theming. Kshatri-la are really good at that for some reason. Level 7 Earth Psychic, as a quickie during the main phase, you can special summon it from the hand, then banish one of its archetypes from a hand or graveyard. Super Heavy Samurai attack effect and negates the effects of any opponent's monster that battles like a kshatri or Scareclaw till turn end. Scareclaws continue to eat shit, I see.
I think it's pretty good as like a general extender. There's nothing wrong with like just banish, because they banish materials anyway. I've read a lot of these cards will just say banish a kshatri-la, and that's fine.
I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really do much like the other ones though.
Yeah, but you're going to use it for like an XE summon of a monster we're about to discuss soon.
Well, there's a better card to do that though. Tearlament's Kshatri-la, which is a level 7 water psychic. Same summon effect as Scareclaw, and on summon mills the top 3 cards of either deck, and if sent to a graveyard by a card effect, mills 2. This is the opposite end of the scale from Scareclaw here. Stop giving this deck more tools.
I gotta say, this is a joke card. I don't believe it's real. They're like, they've seen everything, and then they've just gone, yeah, just fuck it, just give him another one. It's like they're feeding the bloated baby, and they keep feeding it. When is the baby going to explode?
Emergency ban list. Emergency ban list.
Soon.
Kshatri-la, a Rise Heart, is a rank 7 Dark Machine, 3k stats, and during the turn Shangri-La's effects were activated, you can use a single Kshatri-la to Ixie summon him, since he needs 3 materials normally. Cards sent to the graveyard are banished instead. Once per chain, if a card is banished, attach a banished card to it as material. Once per turn, quickie detach 3 materials, target banished face down a card. This is bananas. It's a good thing it's not too easy for them to make. Oh, Kshatri-la Papayas is a normal spell that targets a Kshatri you control and summons a Kshatri with a different attribute from deck, and Ixies locks you. If it's banished, you can recur a banished Kshatri-la card. This is a 1-card Rise Heart. Unicorn grab this, summon Fenrir, Fenrir grab Rise Heart, make Shangri-La, summon Rise Heart to banish, make a Rise Heart.
Can I interject? Did they really have to be this good? Did they have to be this good?
Excuse me. But yeah, it's nice to say the deck finally works as a deck and not just an engine, but at the same time, it's pretty disgusting.
it's like, I like that they work, but I don't like how they work.
You see, it's like when the fucking, like, construction man comes over to your house and he, like, ruins everything, but he still builds up. It's like, you didn't have to do that, but I guess it's fine.
And you have to stare at his butt crack, like, because you're in the sitting room and he's in the sitting room to do the work, and you have to keep an eye on him because, like, he might steal your nice things.
Up his ass.
Exactly. Why do you think builders like have their ass cracks hanging out?
So you can swipe the credit card. How else would you pay, Reggie?
You pay?
We're all paying, Reggie. Anyways.
The ultimate price.
Kshatri-la Overwrap is a quick play that targets a monster on the field and gives a 1500 boost by banishing a monster with Visa stats. If it's banished and you have a Kshatri-la, you can target negate an opponent's monster. This exists, I guess?
Yeah. They've got to have at least one card.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the field spell...
Prime Planet Paraisos is a field
Paraisos.
spell that grabs a Kshatri-la monster on activation, because what field spell doesn't do that? 100 stat boost for each different attribute on field. If Shangri-La activates its effect, targeting pop a card.
Oh,
If any,
I wish they'd stop doing that.
If anything, I appreciate how the deck is making you play the Death Star, since it looks cool despite being really weird.
I guess, but at the same time, just because you force me to play the shitty monster doesn't mean you have to, like, make everything else, like, horrifically busted in compensation.
Yes, it does.
Fuck you.
Scareclaw Defang is a continuous spell that gives Vizos and Scareclaw links targeting protection and card effect destruction protection. Good lord. Banish monsters killed by the above 2, and you can banish a Scareclaw link from graveyard to target and pop a card your opponent controls. Not bad.
Yeah, it's nice to have, like, some decent... Because Scareclaw have been getting, like, a steady trickle of, like, interesting spells and traps.
Not good, but interesting.
With Dog Hitler. We're sticking with that one.
We are.
Yeah, no. And this one I think is probably the best one, because once you've got your big link set up, he's got some protection. It's better than nothing.
Yeah. Trivikarma is a trap that targets Vizos and effect monster your opponent controls, negates that monster, and Vizos gains half its attack. You can banish it from graveyard to grab a backer that mentions Vizos. This is foolish burial goods bait.
Yeah. Every now and again, like they just release like the oh yeah, don't forget to play Visas card.
I will.
Yeah, I have a nice Visas in my binder. He's waiting.
Yeah. Anyways, kshatri-la Big Bang is a trap that, if a kshatri Ixies is on the field, each player must evenly match their monsters. If it's banished, you can target kshatri-la Ixies, take a material from it, and special it from hand. It's interesting disruption and can play in well with the floodgate of Biggest Boyus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't like the big fat one search this thing. It's a pretty mean like card.
Yeah, Ogre does.
Oh god.
It's all kshatri. Anyways, stop printing tier cards! Tier Laments Perligia is a field spell that gives fusion and tears, 500 attack. If an aqua tier is sent to graveyard by card effect, you can mill a level 4 or lower aqua from deck to graveyard, but if it's not a tier, you can't activate it at all. Well, I don't know if you should run this over the regular one or not.
Yeah, but this card clearly exists because Konami might want to take the old field spell out back and bury it in their garden.
You also might want to take Water Hitler out back, apparently. Because this, like, this specifically excludes him because he's a warrior.
Good.
A couple of aces is a level 2 that lets you flip a coin, and I don't care. Fierce Tiger King Gangbang or whatever is a level 4 with 1700. All their monsters lose 500 attack, and you can soft once per turn destroy all their monsters with a lower attack than him. Kind of neat.
It's yeah. If this thing came out like 5 years ago, it'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it's got like an interesting synergy with the original King Tiger.
Yeah, with
Because
Magnum Dong.
It lowers their attack, so it instead of having like 100 attack monsters, like being blown up by Wang Hu, it's now monsters with 1700 attack technically. It'd be neat. It'd be neat in like a stun deck.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
no,
play
I think no,
Inspector
1800.
Border.
Yeah, or just play a good card.
Anyways, Bestial Baldrake is the same as the other Bestials, and if the opponent summons a Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Ixies, or Link, you contribute another Light or Dark to target Arding and banish one of those monsters. It requires more engine investment, but I don't think it's bad.
Balls. Yeah, it's fine. I think Bestial like by themselves have a bit of an identity problem.
I mean, so did Kosh Heroes, but look where those ended up.
Yeah, but the ones the Kosh Heroes that came out first, so at least had a game plan.
Did they?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No, they're pretty much exactly the same, aren't they? It's just they summon themselves for free and banish your opponent's stuff. They just printed the same cards twice, and they all search each other.
Well, Lamau.
Manticore is smashing. Searches Smashing Ground and Fisher, and can be special summoned by banishing either of them from the graveyard.
This set is too based for our like. This set is too based.
This card is so funny. Like it obviously isn't good, but like having
you're playing Smashing Ground. Have some goddamn fun.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Like hopefully, like this TCG set does come with a Starlight Smashing Ground and Starlight Fisher. that would be brilliant to see, especially for like sealed tournaments.
I would love that so much. Yeah.
And that would prove whether or not Konami listens to our podcast.
God, I hope not. Anyways, Sword Soul Dragon of the Abyss is Golgonda and is a level 8 Fire Worm and must be special summoned by a Worm's effect. If a monster is banished by card effect, you can special summon this from hand or graveyard, banish it when it leaves. On summon target, banish a field spell and card your opponent has on field or in graveyard. This is weird.
Yeah, it doesn't strike me as something Sword Soul particularly wants, but I may be wrong.
Yeah. Outside of that, there's Ice Jade Agerine Gimmer, which is a level 10 Water Aqua Synchro, needs a Water Tuner, and as a quickie, she can make your monsters unable to be banished or destroyed by opponent's card effect. And if you activate this in response to opponent's thing, and the opponent has a card with that same name on field or in graveyard, you can banish all those same names. If a card you have is banished by the opponent while she's dead, you can revive her. I don't fully understand how this works, but I think it's good.
Okay, I've been playing around with Ice Jade. I've actually, it's pretty funny. So it's a level 10, which is such an awkward level because what they want you to do is use the level 3 and the level 7 tuner.
Yeah.
Now, that level 7 tuner, it equips from hand or graveyard, but it can't special summon itself in the same turn.
I'm beginning to see the problem.
Yeah, so you have to open a very, very specific hand of the level 3, the level 7, and the level 5 that you discard to special summon. Alternatively, there is now and they've got a spell card as well, which if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon an Ice Jade from deck. If they have a card on field or in graveyard.
Yeah, so
and
it's kind of
also
like hand trap recovery almost.
Yeah, sort of. So that's how you get it. So now your win condition is you have to have Cosmic Law, the field spell, Curse, and try and get this boss monster in rotation.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. But she's pretty big, like in terms of like attack. So if you then go to equip, because that tuner can just equip itself pretty much every turn, and they gain like 400 attack for every banished monster. So she does get pretty chunky.
Yeah.
But no, I like them. They're weird, but also kind of fun.
Yeah, no, they're a funky little deck. Now, the Dogmaticusi.
Oh, baby.
White Zoa of Dogmatica, which brings up some interesting lore implications I read on Reddit, is a level 12 ritual, baby, and can be summoned with a Dogmatic Calamity. It can only be ritual summoned by Dogmatica cards, no Drytrons. Dogmatica monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's activated Synchro, Fusion, Ixies, and Link effects. During the main phase, you can either bounce all Fusion, Synchro, Ixies, and Link monsters your opponent controls, or have them send a card from deck or extra deck for every 2 cards. No, I think it's a card from hand or extra deck for every 2 cards in their extra deck. God damn! Blanket immunity, pump and dump half their extra deck like turn 1, and a 4K booty on top of all that.
He's a big boy. He's very, very threatening, and I think he's neat. This is like. I
think they're neat.
I think I love whenever like a level 12 boss monster just comes out of nowhere and is like, yeah, play this guy.
Yeah,
he's 4K. He might win the game.
He also just looks cool.
Oh yeah, God, it's like religious horrors beyond my comprehension.
Yeah. And now it gets better. Dogmaticatrix is a continuous spell that searches a Dogmatica ritual or spell, ritual monster, or a ritual spell, I believe, and if the opponent has a monster, also grabs any other Dogma card. If you have a Dogma ritual, you can look at either extra deck and mill one from it. Absolutely fantastic card.
Yeah, this is like their kind of workaround just in case they like ever get too like nervous about Nadir Servant, because then it kind of forces you to run it as an engine with the ritual cards.
Well, no matter.
But I don't think they'll ever ban Nadir Servant.
Probably not. But next up is Valence of the Wireframe Abyss. Arctis, what is that, 12? Earth Fairy, implying a new faction, or its god, and is a level 12 Earth Fairy Pendulum Fusion, scale 12, 3k stats. Pendulum effect can either special summon to the monster zone or move a monster in your main monster zone horizontally. Needs 2 level 5 or higher Valence to be made, and must first be special summoned by tributing those cards. As a quick effect, it can main monster zone swap either 2 mons in your zones or opponent's zones. Card in the main monster zone moves, you can pop a card. Not bad, it comes with a big fusion, but you've only really got one way to put this fucker in the pendulum zone.
Yeah, well, from my experience of like building and playing Valence, he won't be spending much time in the pendulum zone. Aside from like being put back there to be then summoned again with the field spells or whatever. It's cool. I like how he works with certain like Valence cards, like Dominator Duke. Gets you swapping those 2 in position, gets you a free pop and a steal.
Yeah.
And it's a non-targeting pop as well. So.
Yeah. And speaking of pendulums, Plunder Patrol Ship Yord.
Yord.
Level 8 Fiend Earth Synchro Pendulum, 1500, 3000. And its pendulum effect allows you to declare an attribute and then make a token on each field with that attribute. Monster effect is, on opponent's special summon, you can search a plunder card. Then, if it's equipped with a plunder, you can special summon a plunder from deck. You can target a plunder in graveyard, recur it, and then put this card in the pendulum zone. Pretty good!
Yeah, I don't know why it needs to be a pendulum, but it's an interesting concept.
Oh, it's base, that's why.
It's cringe.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know the first thing about Plunder Patrol, so if you say it's good, I'm gonna agree.
Yeah. Next up is
Hexenringe Summoner Fairy.
level 3 Wind Insect Tuner that can summon itself from hand if an insect or plant is in graveyard, and if it was be used as synchro material from a plant or boog, you can have it be a non-tuner. Not bad, helps as a recovery extender in bee troopers, but doesn't really fix them.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's a shame there's no actually good insect synchro decks to take advantage of such a good card.
Yeah. Circle of Fairy is a level 7 wind plant synchro that gives you an additional normal of a plant or insect, and when a monster is destroyed by battle involving your boog or plant, you can target that destroy boy, inflict damage equal to half its attack on the field, gain life points equal to what was inflicted. Extra normal summon is nice, but who the fuck can use this?
I was about to say, like, both plants and insects love to plant an insect lock, so
Yeah.
neither can actually use it consistently. I think plants might be able to have a better time, because plant synchro still exists.
Can Trap Tricks use this? I don't know.
Do they want to use it? It's like a level 7, isn't it?
I guess you get an additional normal summon, but they've got another card that gives you one, and I don't know if that conflicts. But whatever. Oh, good, more ninjas.
The ninja. Yeah, I like this one because it's a level 8 Earth Rock.
And that's it.
That's it. It's basically like, I've not read it properly, but from what I remember, it's just like that level 8 gorilla that pops things.
Yeah. On Summoner Flip, target Book of Moons.
Oh yeah, it's literally just Prime Mineral Congrate, but it's a flip. And
yeah,
it flips.
Monkey. Yaguramaru, the Armored Ninja, as a level 5 Dark Machine Fusion, needs 2 ninjas with either attribute and contribute the above as a summon condition. On summon, you can banish another ninja or a ninja to art from anywhere, basically, then targeting banish a card on the field. It's alright.
Yeah, I still don't understand what ninjas are doing with this new direction of like all these different types and attributes, but I guess it's different.
Then there's a World Shrouded in Darkness, which is a field spell always treated as a ninjutsu art, and when your ninja inflicts battle damage, targeting pop a card your opponent has. If it leaves via opponent's card effect and is in graveyard or banished, soul charge any number of different ninjas face down. This one's weird.
Yeah, and does it also conflict with the existing field spell?
Probably. So it's just whatever. Triple Tactic Tasking is the money card. Normal
money
spell.
card.
If the opponent has activated a monster effect this turn, set a normal back row from deck, but you cannot activate it this turn, or add it to hand if the opponent controls a monster. This is good, disgusting, and makes me fear the potential of turn 0 plays becoming the norm. Thanks, I hate it.
Well, this is just it. Like, at least it's not quick effect, I guess.
Yeah.
And if as well as that, it's like people just say, "Oh, you can use it to search the talents," but like you can draw this and the talents and use both.
Yeah.
And then just get what you want.
Dark Ruler no more, baby.
Yeah, and it actually kind of is the counterplay to Bestials, because now your opponent controls a monster and they've used the monster effect if they've used Magnum.
Yeah. Weevil.
Weevils wobble, but they don't fall down.
Oh, these certainly did. Bio Insect Armor is a level 5 Earth Insect, and if it's in your hand or graveyard and you don't control one, you can target an insect you control, equip this to it, but banish both this and it when they leave the field. A monster with this card gains 1,500 attack and 2,000 defense, but only during the battle phase and main phase 2.
Whoa!
What the fuck?
Is this a joke?
Yes.
No, this is going to be quite like a prominent reaction from most of these cards.
Oh, by the way, they did that specifically to lock you out of summoning their new boss monster.
To stop you from summoning the boss monster.
Yeah, Perfect Great Insect is a level 9 Earth Insect Fusion and needs a level 8 and a level 7. Or you can summon it via attributing an insect with 2k or more defense equipped with an equip, so no links.
Okay.
So you can't summon this thing turn 1.
But what does it do?
Cannot be destroyed by battle. During the battle phase as a quick effect, if there's a field spell face up, nuke your opponent's monsters. Bad, awful, bad and slow, cringe, stupid.
I like it as a big insect bungus, but why do you treat me like this?
Well, you can't use links for it, so be troopers.
I've only ever played bugs in a respectful way, and this is how you treat me. It makes it's enough to make a grown man cry.
It is. Giant Messiah, or Giant Antlion for the lamer of you, is a level 3 Earth insect, and when an opponent's monster declares an attack, special summon it. On summon, equip it with a bug from hand or graveyard as a 500/500 boost. At the start of the damage step, if an insect battles targeted card on both fields, pop them. These are all awful.
Why is this happening to me, Mudwire?
Fuck you. Giant Ball Shoot is a continuous spell that, on activation, revives a level 6 or lower bug. You can reveal a bug in hand and target a monster your opponent controls and an insect you have with less attack, switch control, and make it a bug. It's kind of interesting, at least, and it revives Scary Moth.
Yeah, this support gave me a giant bullshot.
Nut twist.
In my ass.
Hiding Sea is a level 7 Earth insect. When the opponent specials a monster, you can special summon it face down and change it face up during the end phase. If flip, nuke all special boys. It will get negated.
Absolutely. Like, you will scarcely be able to summon it without it being interrupted. And even if it does make it to the field, it will be swiftly removed.
Yeah. Tree Crown Armor per Rubiagram is a level 9 Earth insect. Nomi, you can banish 3 insects or plants from hand or graveyard to special summon it. And it makes all your back row unable to be monster responded to, and once per turn you can nuke all non-insect plants, but it cannot attack directly this turn. Very interesting card, but it does have a high resource cost. Kaiju's kind of outclass it, so ultimately run by preference, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice to have like another alternative boss monster. Because you can search it with your Resonance Insect. You can recover the materials with the big level 8.
Yeah, Neptune, I think.
Yeah, but insects need something proactive. They've got nothing reactive.
Yeah, the best they have is Scary fucking Moth.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, next up is Abyss Blactors.
No, you really reached for that one. I thought you liked this deck.
I do. Abyss Actor Liberty Dramatist is a level 4 Dark Fiend Pendulum, scale 8, and Pendulum effect is that when a monster declares an attack, you discard a card and special it to the opponent's field. If specialed from the Pendulum Zone, owner reveals 3 scripts from deck, opponent randomly picks one to set to their field and it's destroyed during the end phase, rest or shuffle back into the deck. If destroyed, shuffle an Abyss script from the graveyard in a deck. It's fine, I guess. Comic Relief is a better back row popper, and this one leaves you at the mercy of chance, although you can at least pick 3 with the same name. Destruction is also slow, so it just leaves me wondering if this is generally worth it.
I have no idea. I don't play this deck, and it's quite weird, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Abyss Actor Super Producer is a Link 2 Dark Fiend and not a Pendulum Link because fuck you, and has bottom right, bottom left arrows. During the main phase, you can target a face-up card you control, destroy it, and place either their field spell or one of them in the Pendulum Zone. This is pretty fantastic. Searching the field spell is great since it's actually good disruption and shit. It's good shit, I like it.
Isn't there a card that like blocks them from Pendulum Summoning?
Not from Pendulum Summoning, but there's one that only makes it so that they can... Oh yeah, I forgot its effect is a quick effect, which is really cool. So, Mellow Madonna locks you into Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters for the turn.
Okay.
It's really bizarre, meaning you have to hold off on her a lot, and I don't know why they gave her that restriction. Master Rule 4 was a shit show from start to end.
Yeah, I think they also feared like the monkey board sort of dilemma.
I mean, well, the problem is it says Abyss Actor Pendulum specifically. Not Abyss Actor, but Abyss Actor Pendulum.
Was this before or after we got Hyper Director?
Before.
Yeah, that might be it then. Because Hyper Director was Link Reigns, which came out like a few sets later.
Predator Planets had a similar issue. It's weird. But Abyss Actor's Dress Rehearsal is a normal spell that, at the start of main phase 1, adds an Abyss Actor card and an Abyss script spell from deck to hand. It makes it that you can only Pendulum summon Abyss Actors. This is phenomenal. There's nothing bad here except like the main phase 1 thing, which is a little weird.
Okay,
But the deck,
this is the card I misread about pendulum summoning.
yeah, the deck already locks naturally, so having a double Rhoda is pretty good. Abyss Script Dramatic Story targets an Abyss after your control and special summons one from a different name from your deck and either destroys or puts that target into Pendulum Zone. If this set card is destroyed, usual condition, you can non-target bounce up to 2 cards on the field. Very insanely good.
Yeah, and I think that in itself, like, going from Weevil and the insect stuff straight to this, just go to show, like, they can just pick favorites.
Yeah, I don't know why they fucked up the Weevil stuff so much. That's so weird to me. But anyways, Gigantic Champion Sargus is a rank 8 fighter machine and needs 2 or more level 8s. Or you can make him by using a Springans you control once per turn. Springans Ixies, I believe. Alright, one moment. I'm just going to read this and I'll bounce real quick. Right. If it has material, you can search a Therian or Springans card. If an Ixie's material is attached, you can targeting either bounce or destroy a card on the field. This is fantastic. Straight up good for Springans. It also means any rank 4 or 8 deck has access to Regulus as an Omni Negate. Oops!
Oopsie, stinky, woohoo.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna...
I hate when this shit happens.
Yeah, it's a very good card, though. Tally-ho, Springans! The whale approaches off the broadside! Man the port bow, take their arms! Spear at the heart of is a quick play that allows you to detach up to 3 materials from Ixies you control, add a Springans monster from deck to hand, and if you detach materials, you can special summon the same number of Springans from hand and or graveyard. As a one or the other per turn, you can detach a mat from an Ixies you control to recur it. This is beyond fantastic. It recurs itself, gets Sargas on board, detaches to help proc champion. There is nothing bad about this card. I love it.
I'm still reeling from that bit you just did. I was not expecting that.
Tally-ho!
Yeah, no, it's good. Both these cards are good. There's nothing much to say about them. I think the hardest part will be getting a hold of a copy of Sargus to play in Springans.
I'd say getting a hold of fucking Regulus would be more difficult.
Well, yeah. Well, they could have printed them in a set which had some Therion reprints.
Curious.
Anyways,
there's a few more things. Like, there's a Thundercross Split Attack. That's not what it's called. But it's a trap that targets monsters on the field and or in the graveyard equals to the difference between both players' banished cards. Banish them, then the opponent... This has too much to read. I'm ignoring it. Okay, Tri-Brigade Arms Bucephalus 2 is a Link 5, baby! Dark-Winged Beast, 3.5k, arrows all on the bottom half, and cannot be special summoned from the extra deck if you have 2 or fewer Tri-Brigade back row in your graveyard, so why even bother reading the rest of this? Big Welcome Labyrinth is a normal trap, one or the other effect, and specials a Labyrinth from hand, deck, graveyard, then bounces a monster you control. You can banish it from graveyard, bounce a fiend your opponent controls, or one monster your opponent controls if you have a level 8 or higher fiend at activation. I've heard it's good, so it probably is.
a Labyrinth good?
They're not bad. I think they're a pretty interesting trap control deck.
Okay.
There's also something called Lindworm the Hammer Dragon.
Oh, that's a bifusion.
Oh, okay. It's
Albaz and something else.
You're calling it like bisexual for a moment. It's like wait.
It negates card effect. The card effect.
When an extra deck monster activates an effect, you can negate that activation.
And then bounce it.
Well, bounce a monster.
Any monster. Any monster you want.
You can even bounce your Shiro of the Aqua and just watch those puppies fly.
Boing. Yeah, get more boings in
there. During the opponent's turn, if it's in your graveyard as a quick effect, you can target an Albaz in graveyard and special summon one and banish the other. This is a good Albaz fusion.
Yeah, no, it's one of the Albaz fusions of all time.
Yeah. Branded Light has gorgeous art and is a quick play that targets and bounces a fusion mon in graveyard or field, and then can special summon an Albaz from graveyard and a monster from opponent's graveyard to each field. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah,
it's no branded rejection.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're past the point of Albaz bloat. I feel like it almost seems like they're sort of making hedging their bets, because I know they use branded rejection to summon some shit like Pharaoh, something the
Eater the Supreme Magical Force.
Yeah, and or Rise Disciple.
Yeah, but Edo is harder to run over, so it's funny.
No, what's funnier is using it in the mirror and your opponent summoning 2 Raz Disciple.
Oh no. Branded Inevitability is a continuous trap where Cartesia is going to get her ass blasted, and once per turn when the opponent activates a card or effect, it targets a bestial monster you control and nothing else, or they activate a card or effect in response to a bestial, you can target and banish a light or dark in the graveyard to negate that activated effect. It's decent for like pure bestials, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they need more cards to set with their special trap, I guess.
Yeah, wasn't it, I don't remember what the hell the name was.
Branded Beast.
Yeah, Branded Boosty. Then there's Grand Guignol, the Finale Dragon, who is a level 8 light spellcaster. Fusion and needs Cartesia plus a light or dark. On Fusion, you can mill a level 6 or higher light or dark monster from extra deck or deck. If a monster is special summoned by an opponent's activated monster effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard and special summon a Dogmatica from deck or a Despia from extra deck. This is interesting in Dogmatica decks with the Nadar mill, at least.
Yeah, I've been seeing it used for branded in high spirits. Just in like in terms of like pitching it and getting things like Cartesia.
Guignol. Choju of the Trillion Hands grabs both a ritual monster and ritual spell on summon, and he's level 6.
Why? Why do you do this to me?
Oh, it gets better.
This could have literally just been like a level 4. Like, there's nothing wrong with this as a normal summon.
So here's the thing: Konami has this very weird kind of they've got this very weird agenda where they will never explicitly power creep a card, barring cases where it gets like limited or banned or something like Mystical Space Typhoon. But like, compare it to Cosmic Cyclone, and Cosmic Cyclone is objectively better, but at the same time, they gave it a cost as a result. Like, oh, you pay 1,000, so it's technically balanced. Like, they don't seem to be a huge fan of explicitly like power creeping things, so I don't think they'd want to explicitly power creep Manju, despite the fact that he himself is kind of like an explicit power creep of the 2 buddies that came before him.
Yeah, well, even then, from the power creep of Diviner of the Heralds, it doesn't matter. You're going to ash the Diviner, you're going to ash this.
Yeah.
But,
also, tribute summon. Silver-Winged Axe Seri is a level 3 light machine, is cute as a button, and can quick effect attach itself to a monster, giving it a 100 stat buff.
I do the yay thing, but it's kind of overplayed about this in this left episode.
Yeah.
I think I've seen something about people like saying it triggers in for Noble Knights. Is it equipped from hand or graveyard?
Maybe. I don't give enough of a shit. Yeah. Dimensional Isoalatope Varus is a level 1 light psychic tuner. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster sharing its attribute, and can change both its attribute and its type once per turn. E-telly this bitch out, and you can have basically any synchro.
Cool.
Dynamond is a Link 2 Earth Cyburst, top and bottom, and needs 2 monsters, including a ritual. If it's special summoned, you can target a card on the field and a ritual in the graveyard, spin both. During the opponent's turn as a quick effect, you can tribute it and either revive or recur ritual in graveyard.
Oh yeah, this guy's cool.
Yeah, no, he's actually pretty interesting. I feel like he could be used for some shenanigans in terms of, what do they call it, Gishki?
Yeah, I think
because you can
do with it. I think there's a ritual deck that wouldn't like this.
Yeah, because if you tribute Naraminas for Naraminas and tribute that Naraminas for Naraminas, what you can do next is, let me see. I believe you can then use this to revive that that one Naraminas in your graveyard, and then you can have that Naraminas use. Oh wait, it's only on ritual summon. Still though, you can grab back another Naraminas with it, so that's pretty good.
Naraminas. Oh, Naraminas. I love you, Naraminas.
I was right all along. It was
written
Dual term, whatever. Weight measuring is a normal trap that calls you fat. A red vinegar crossing is a continuous trap. You can only control one, and if your opponent controls a card in its column, you can activate this. Bounce everything in the column. Unoccupied zones in its column cannot be used. Okay.
It's like Boom Paline.
I think
It's that one where you trap and you set it, and when you summon a monster in that column, it bounces that monster.
I've never heard of it, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Threatening Ore, Summonite, is a normal trap that targets 3 dead dudes and makes the opponent either summon one of your choice or summon all the others. It's really interesting, actually.
Yeah, you could use it in something like that triggers off being special summoned on your opponent's turn.
Because here's this thing I was thinking. If you have one monster you want to summon and then a monster that can revive that, you can essentially put your opponent into a no-win situation.
Yeah, essentially.
Sorry, gee whiz. Repeated land transaction is a very confusing normal spell, so I'll simplify it. Mystic Mine out.
Cool. Like, really? Like, I don't know, there's some kind of thing like it's like Snatch Steal for field spells or some strange...
I can't fucking understand it, so I'm not going to bother trying to.
Yeah,
it outs Mystic Mine, and that's all you need to know.
Well, I believe you.
Black White Roid is the first Roid card since Dragon Roid, is a level 10 Earth Machine, and during the battle phase, if 5 or more attacks were declared this turn, you can special summon it as a quick effect. If it battles during the damage step, it gains 1k attack for each attack that turn. This is like Nibiru if Nibiru sucked cock.
Yeah, no, it's a Roid.
Yeah. It has hemorrhoids. This set's okay. I think K-Sharts will definitely carry it, as the Photon stuff isn't that great. Tactics is bananas, though.
Yeah, things like... So you look like people who want to pick up the kshatri-las, they'll want to pick up, like, Champion Sargus.
Maybe. It's... So the thing about Sargus is that...
you want to pick up.
Well, I think the thing about Sargus right now is that, like, there aren't enough rank 4 and rank 8 decks in the meta that can really make use of him. He will be good in those decks, though, because he can generally make sure that you get a negate off him. But the only other thing you'd have to do is get a machine in the graveyard, which may not be too bad.
Yeah, I think in situations where you don't run machines, if you want to run like a Springans type package, I guess. I don't know what the word would be for it.
Engine, yeah.
I think the Springans you choose would inevitably be a brick if you can't use it.
Yeah, so I think Merrymaker would be the easiest one to use because it automatically dumps a machine.
Yeah, so Merrymaker send like any Springans, but the Springans monster in the main deck is the brick.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. So it's a 1 brick negate engine, which is fine, I guess, but I don't know if it will really see a lot of meta relevance. But after that, we got Trap Tricks. Oh.
Something.
That was a very long pause. Thank you.
I was trying to think what the bit you were doing was, and yeah.
Trap Tricks Pingu whatever.
Pingus.
Trap Tricks Icy Penguigo is a rank 4 Earth Plant Xyz, and while it has materials, it's unaffected by traps and activated effects of monsters with the same type of its materials. You can detach a material to search a Trap Tricks monster. If a monster owned by your opponent is sent to the graveyard or banished, you can attach it. It is an interesting card, can get hard to remove, and is a Rhoda. Not bad.
Yeah, that seems like a good card. There is support in this that helps enable the attach effect. So
enable.
Enable.
Trap Tricks Arachnocampa is a level 4 Earth insect and can quickie summon itself during main phase if you have a Trap Tricks, but insect and plant locks you. It's unaffected by normal hold traps, and the first time each set card will be destroyed by your back row, it's not. Lightning Storm protection.
Yeah, that's what came to mind for me, just like being able to fade a few board wipes.
Yeah, it also dodges DRNM by sitting in your hand, so it's pretty interesting. Like, you can chain it to Lightning Storm and protect your shit.
Oh, cool. Well, it's good that works.
Yeah. Delusion Trap Hole is a normal trap, and if your opponent special the monster this turn, you can target a monster they control with 2,000 or more attack and destroy it. If you have a whole normal trap in your graveyard, you can also essentially DD Crow them. Not bad.
Yeah, well, that then triggers Pingus and gives you the attach, which means you can Pingu. Yeah, no, it works.
Yeah. Traptrix Atypus is a Link 3 Earth insect. Needs 2 monsters, including a booger plant, and it's unaffected by traps. Gives all Traptrix a 1k boost while a normal trap is in your graveyard. And once per turn, you can target and negate cards your opponent controls up to the plants and insects you control. Then you can banish a normal trap from graveyard to pop one of those cards. It's not bad as a finisher, and it's also actually good for beat troopers. Neat.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on this as a. I don't mind the 1k boost because I think Traptrix need that a bit of extra oomph to run over things sometimes, without having to rely on stuff like Utopia or. So it's fine, but I just I just wish it was a little bit more generic.
I am fine with it as is. I think it's just a nice spot removal and kind of spot negate. And again, for B troopers in those rare situations where you have like an infinite impermanence in your graveyard, it can do something nice to help you get some spot removal.
Yeah. Okay.
Traptrix Pudding, Pudica, is a level 4 Earth plant, and on normal search is their new field spell. On special summon, banishes an opponent's special monster, and during the next standby, they can special summon one of their banished monsters. Trap Hole Immunity. She's okay, I guess, and you can turn her into Sarah even if she's impermed, so that's fine.
Yeah, something about only triggering on normal summon for the field spell search seems stilted, but
yeah.
But if you open this new field spell, which we are now going to talk about,
yeah, gives you an additional Traptrix normal summon. Each insect and plant gets battle protection once per turn. You can banish a monster you control to special summon a Traptrix from hand or graveyard. It's fine.
Yeah, the battle protection's a bit pointless.
You're just here for the extra normal summon.
But then, that's what I mean with Pudica needing the normal summon to search it.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
You then have to like have Mamelio in hand, activate the field spell, get the extra normal summon. But if you open the field spell and Mamelio, it's all gas.
Yeah. And then the last new card for now is Traptrix Allure, which is basically that. It sends a level 4 insect, plant, or normal trap from hand to graveyard to draw 2. And you can banish it from graveyard, target a banished level 4 insect or plant or a normal trap, and put it on the bottom of your deck.
It hurts my soul as someone who plays other insect decks that
Same.
It only takes level 4 plants.
Yeah. Raigeki's here too.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of reprints.
Some Mech Knights are in here, I think.
Yeah, Mech Knights, Insect Kaijus, Raigeki. All the trap holes, Gravediggers in particular.
Yeah. That's pretty alright. The deck looks like it would be nice to try it out, honestly. I haven't really played Traptrix a lot.
Yeah, it'll be competent. There's nothing wrong with Traptrix because it comes with everything you need. However, if I see you buying it, I will judge you.
Look, I just want to play a new control deck.
It's an old control deck though.
Shut up. Let's talk about Selection 5.
Yeah, let's talk about Selection 5.
Here we go again. Switch Point is a trap that if your opponent controls 3 or more monsters, you can choose one and either send it or everything else they control to the graveyard. What?
Okay.
Sweet Room Maid is a quick play, and if a card is sent from the hand and or deck to the graveyard, you can target shuffle a graveyard card. What? Lila Wrap is a continuous spell that can only be used once per chain, and if you special summon a monster from the graveyard, your opponent loses 1,000 life points and you gain 500 life points. What? Alpha Summon is a trap that summons your banished monster to the opponent's field, and their banished monster to your field. What? Red Arrows is a normal spell that target these are all bad!
For the listener at home, Mudwire is disassociating.
I hate this set so goddamn much. Let me tell you a little something about Selection 10, aka select 10 ways to fucking kill yourself. I hate that set, and this set has continued that tradition of sucking more dick than a fucking prostitute.
Wow, really?
I couldn't really bring that one home, but this sucks.
Yeah, I can feel the angst. A lot of these cards, they have cards on them that are like
Yeah, like you see fucking evil twins, dragon maids, sky striker, normal summon man, and trains on these.
These are my favorite decks.
Hello, it is me, Alistair, the normal summon man. How are you this fine evening?
Oh, you have good card.
Do you like fart with reverb?
Love it.
Yeah, I know this is mostly a reprint set, but holy shit, each and every one of these is like garbage.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with like a handful of like just one or two stinky cards in a set, but like when it's this many, I can't.
On the other hand, I'm glad Sky Strikers didn't get another new fucking card.
Well, yeah.
Look, you take the good with the bad.
Yeah, I guess so. Well,
Anyways,
you want Aileron?
No one died from.
Oh.
Anyways, Mama! Ooh!
Yeah, you've been hanging on to that one for a while. Yeah, this is the set.
It's so fucking good.
It's a really good set. Although I was surprised. Like, I didn't actually see the product in person for a while, and I hadn't read anything about it. So when I bought the box, it's like four packs of 5 cards each,
and sleeves,
and some sleeves. Not a lot for the asking price. In my
to be fair though,
opinion.
the set itself is good enough that's just like I don't even care. So for starters, Trap Trick Sarah is in. The entire Sword Soul core is in. The Sky Striker core, all the Ishizu shit's in. Skill Drain, Impermanence, Lightning Storm, Triple T, Evenly Matched, Heavy Feather Duster, Harpy's Feather Duster, IDP, the BLS link finally goes in match, and Vampire's Curse,
Therion Duke, and fucking
Bull. That's some real bull right there. Like, there's a few weird ones like that, but like Appaloosa, Boral Sword, this is a good fucking set.
Yeah, I can't dispute it. It's a good set. There's a good chance if you buy a box, you will get something you want. So yeah.
I pulled 2 of the highest rarity Ishizu set cards between like 2 boxes. It's great.
Hopefully you sold them before something really bad happened to them.
I actually did sell them very recently. The price kind of dropped a little bit because I think everyone fears the emergency ban list, but you know, I was able to get all the shit I wanted, save for like 1 Triple T and a Lightning Storm, so I'll get those eventually.
Better luck next time.
On the opposite side of the scale, Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge.
My Battle of Legend.
Piss
Revenge.
Piss. Access Code and Chaos Space both in.
UDF.
Yeah. Planet Patrol Link, number 100, Fusion Destiny, the Selene Link, Magistus Link 1 finally, Evil Twin Link 2s. Yes, thank you. No, actually, was Borreload Savage? Oh, yeah, you're right, the Synchro. I was thinking it's Boreal Sword. The Hieratic Link, Salamant Great Circle, and the Animation Chronicle 2022 stuff. Kokimeru Supplier, DD Crow, and Tune and Chaos reprints, as well as Blackwing and Crystal Beasts.
Okay, so the Blackwing stuff is probably because of Darkwing Blast. I think there were some cards that needed reprinting.
Yeah.
But
Vayu the Emblem definitely needed a reprint.
The Advanced Crystal Beasts, though. They're all secrets.
You know, there's a comic I showed Reggie semi-recently that was just all about using the word advanced in place of the word retarded. These are the most advanced Crystal Beasts I've ever seen.
This can't be coincidence.
It's absolutely not.
No, at least the good thing about this set is it brings in all the dungeon dice cards, so you can do a Mortronic FTK.
Morpheus Sweet.
These cards are also aren't they immune to bestials?
Wait, which ones?
Mortronic cards.
Yeah, because they're all Earth.
Oh baby.
Morphs. We are the Morphs. Celebrate another one of Loop de Bash. Telephone, it's your birthday today. Telephone's ice cream are on the way. And Telephone, you've been in Bogoy this year. Open up your Linkaribo. Well, yeah, that did not flow nearly as well as I hoped.
Anyway, what else we got?
There's a few extra stinky things. Well, not really. There's some more combination the hero and the rival or some stupid shit like Black Magician, the Dragon Magical Knight, who is a level 8 Dark Dragon Fusion and needs a Dark Magician and a level 7 or higher Dragon/Warrior. And not level 5 for Curse of Dragon, which is on the fucking card. And gives all your mons piercing, does Flame Wingman damage, and on destruction you can special a Dark Magician and Gaia the Dragon Champ from anywhere from the banish pile. Anywhere but the banish pile. This is bad.
It's surprisingly bad. I've tried to make it work in Gaia, because that's the only place where I can think of it working, and it just... And note that it says, explicitly mentions Gaia the Dragon Champion on that summon. So you can pop it with your own Gaia Fusion, Magical Dragon Knight. And you can then summon Dark Magician and Guy.
Wow, Reggie, that sounds like a lot of card advantage you have to burn through to do that. Hopefully the deck is actually good at maintaining it, right? Right?
Oh god, no. It's terrible. I'm having like complete nightmares trying to make this work.
Oh, fucking
It's awful! Oh, everyone sucks!
But on the other end of the scale, Assault Synchron. Level 2 Dark Machine Tuner. Can special itself from hand, makes you then take 700 damage, and it synchro locks you while he exists. If a dragon synchro you control is tributed or banished, you can banish this target and revive one. This is fantastic. It gives you an extender, a second negate, it does fucking everything. I love him.
Yeah, I've heard he replaces certain targets for Junk Speeder.
Yeah, so there's Satellite Synchron, who is not bad by any means, but this is just objectively better because his special summon is always live.
Okay.
Yeah, being able to revive your Blazar after he banishes himself too is pretty fucking great. I'm pretty sure he can do that at least.
Oh,
it's
well, we'll try it out.
Yeah. Let's see what else. There's Last Hope Numbers, which is a normal spell, always treated as a Galaxy Eyes card. Pays half your life points to double target revive, makes a number with them, and gives you only one special summon after that. It is a win more card.
I was going to say, like, so that special summon that you do, does that include? Is that the special summon from the spell?
It's after the number that you do.
So they want you to like rank up or some lame shit.
Yeah, stink up.
Well,
okay, I don't think you can revive Blazar, but you can revive Shooting Majestic Star Dragon, so it's still based.
Oh, cool.
Rocket Coder is a level 4 Dark Cyberse, and can be used in hand as a link material if a Cyberse you control is being used as link material for a Code Talker. And it can be used as a dragon for a Boral Link summon, which matters in exactly one card's case. And if you control it and it would be used for a Boral Link, you can also use a Dark in your hand as well. I guess it does something in D-Link, but not a whole lot.
You can play quick revolving or quick launching Code Talkers, I guess. It can use itself as both the hand target and the special summon, so it's not exactly a dead draw. And then
I guess, but the deck has enough extenders as is.
It doesn't matter. Just keep extending. Just extend and extend and extend until your opponent literally falls asleep, and that's how you win.
We call that the telephone problem. Kitty Tail, Mystical Beast of the Forest, is a level 2 Earth Beast. And on summon, it targets a beast, beast warrior, winged beast, insect, or plant in your graveyard and allows you to mill them on with the same type. If it's destroyed by your opponent, you can search a monster of those types. It's an interesting card, it just needs some stuff to get going. Yeah. Also, it's cute.
It's a lot of words for something that doesn't do a great deal. Like, he targets all these types, but I can't think of one deck that would probably want this, except like Melfi, because it's level 2.
No one wants this.
It eats Ghost Ogre. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And if it gets like Solemn Strike or some, I don't know. It's V jumps are notorious for being bad.
P jump. Don't laugh at that. Oh yeah, the Crystal Beast deck had Ash Blossom, D-Shifter, and Ghost Bell, so that's pretty pogue.
Oh yeah.
Actually good deck for staples. Beetle Amalgamation Zex Dagger is a level 8 Wind Bug. Summons itself when an insect is special summoned, gains 300 attack for every other insect on the field, and during each end phase, each player can special summon a negated insect from hand or graveyard. This is bad.
Only on field. Like, I like the extension. It's kind of cool. I play 1.
Yeah, but you already have to have a workable hand to make him work, really.
Not really.
Well, he summons himself when an insect is special summoned.
Yeah, because you can search it with Resonance Insect. You're already playing that in Bee Troopers.
Yeah, but I'd generally rather go for Doomdozer.
Coondozer.
Doomdozer.
Oh yeah, he got reprinted in Mavens.
Yeah, buy him instead.
He's cheap now.
Yay, bug!
And there's a rank 4, a Baromet.
Yeah, this is the thing that they fucking cut up in Dungeon Meshi.
That's a reference I don't get.
Yeah, it's a rank 4 earth plant and can detach a material to target and bottom deck a normal trap in graveyard to draw one. If a normal trap is activated, you can detach a material from your Ixies and special summon a level 4 from hand. This is bootleg trap trick support, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'm never too like suspicious over like cards that shuffle back into the deck. Like Daigosto Emerald's limited, well, was limited for a reason. But the days of Emerald are kind of over.
People no longer fear like shuffling aside from like the fucking Ishizus.
Oh, well, and it's a quick effect.
Oh yeah, it turns out it's kind of. Oh, what's that? You get to have like 3 to 2 DD Crows.
And the rest, and DD Crow.
God. And the last new card, as far as I can see, is Brave Beauty of Ruby Regard, Bradamante, which is a level 1 Fire Warrior tuner that is treated as an Infernoble, and you can discard it to equip a warrior with an equip from deck. If it's destroyed by battle without an equip, you can revive this, then relinquish what killed her. The any equip search is pretty nutty, the rest is fine.
Yeah, I actually kind of wish it was a quick effect.
Just fucking... Quick... Okay, I'm trying to think of the thing you could do with that.
You can't really do a great deal. You can search like Durandal to get your combo started.
Durandal.
But like, as a proactive card, it's not particularly.
Yeah, it's like I said, I like the equip searching. That's pretty funny. But that's mostly it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Aside from that, it's mostly Duel Links news. There were a few new mini boxes and boxes. Stars of Synchro, which had some good Dragunity, Infernity, Blackwing, and Ice Barrier support. Not really meta, but good for some good fun. And then Lynx hit the scene, and as it turns out, Salamangreats are tier 0.
Wow, who could have guessed?
Wow, if you give them all their good cards except for like Rage, then yeah, it turns out they do really fucking well.
Wow, so it's not like they're tier 1 in the main game.
Wow, it's like they won Worlds.
Wow.
But yeah, the fucking Link Revolution box is pretty good because it has things like Lady Debug and Salamangreat Circle and shit like that. So you're mostly just buying it for Salamangreats and you can beat tier 0 for a little bit.
The Trickstar box isn't so good, and neither is the newer one, the Braver Victory.
Actually, no, Braver Victory has Mech Knights.
Oh, wait, are they doing anything?
I have no fucking clue, but they've got Purple Nightfall and Blue Sky, so you better watch your ass out.
Yeah, I don't know what people are talking about. People like and the Duel Links Reddit are talking about going through old boxes to get Avram, which I don't think's necessary, is it?
No fucking idea.
Check this out.
I'm just gonna stick with Salamangreat until
They ban it.
Until it gets banned. Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, Battle Wasps are also in this set, so... You know.
Oh, finally. Yeah, I do like Battle Wasps. Not that,
You are so conflicted there.
like, I spent all that time pulling them from the first set they came out in, and I'm like, I could kind of finish the deck, or I could just keep trying to pull Cyburst stuff. Which may benefit me better in the long run. Oh
yeah, also, Infernoids are here with, Decatron, Devyati, and Onunku, True King Agnamazza, the Vanisher, Draco Face Off, fucking Ignister Prominence, the Train Link 2, Mech Knight Link 2, fucking more Battle Wasp shit, Ancient Gear Megaton Golem, and Ancient Gear Catapult, and Revolving Switchyard. There's a lot of good stuff.
This game is gonna quite quickly spiral out of control. And the thing is, because
speaking of spirals, no,
yeah, because the Duel Links devs know Master Duel exists. They don't give a damn anymore.
I don't give a damn about Master Duel.
Yeah, same. What happened to Master Duel?
I don't fucking know. I just got bored with it, and I figured I don't want to have to spend all this time and money to build decks that I can do for free.
I'm in the mind of where I just open up Master Duel, realize I'm poor and can't afford to buy packs, and just open up Edo Pro instead.
Yeah, it's like I just play the real game.
Yeah, I was like, well, for the price of this, I could just buy real cards.
Well,
and you know what? When the power goes out, I can eat those cards.
They all laughed at me for buying Link Karibo. No, they didn't. He's a good card.
They laughed at me for buying Lingaribo because you can't summon him with a level 1.
Well, if it was Cybers, you could.
Shut up.
Fuck you. I activated Chi-Chi on myself.